Last question and I'm good is how do you make shifts with the left hand without getting the scraping noise in the bass string?
So, there are several things. First of all, when you're scraping, it's like if you're thinking if you're taking off, like in an airplane is taking off, that moment in there, that's when you get that friction, like.
Yeah.
That. So when you're leaving and you're doing this, and you're gonna get, because of the dry colors, that. So lifting in the opposite direction, more like a helicopter versus an airplane. But that is not a very
go more directly up versus going.
Yeah, exactly. But that is not necessarily very ergonomic to do this at a high speed, but it's possible. So what you do is you try to already engage the movement so the release comes out naturally, and not like this, like a square.
So there's almost like some preparation, sort of. It's like a.
Then the next thing, so you're doing, let's say for example, I'm doing one finger. See, I'm not doing this. I'm doing this, release, out. And then another thing is to move away from the callus. Like play a little bit on the flatter here because it's not dry skin.
Yeah, a little bit more down
and
here.
Like for example, if I'm doing this, we always prelude number 4.
Or the one Ian played last night. With that bass melody.
Yeah, but in here usually you have the glissando, so it helps. This one, because all the shifts, there's a tendency of making a lot of noise. Here, this. So what do I do there? I don't put it on the tip. Then you start getting the noise. I'm putting flatter here, and then I move not from the callus here, but I move from the inside of the finger.
Oh, so almost like the back side of it, yeah.
Because in here I cannot afford to lift. I can really do, I mean, it will be all this attached.
Yeah. That makes sense, like you're using the side of the fingertip and the pad of the finger.
And then another thing is how you release. Then reset. Then reset. So I'm always moving. I'm not trying to take this direction, but I always lift and move in this direction. Reset and move in. Reset and move in. So when I'm doing this microscope here, then lift. Then when I do it on a roll, you understand what I mean?
Tell me one more time. Show me.
It's like a typewriter. Goes, then you reset. It always moves. The typewriter doesn't move in both directions. It doesn't move one, when the old ones.
So do that facing the camera quick, and then we're.
So here, all this works one direction. Then I will lift slightly instead of dragging back. Then lift slightly. Then lift slightly.
Yeah.
Then when I do this on a roll, that helps also with the noise. Or this one. Usually it's all over the place, but I'm moving here, you see? I'm not moving right on the callus. I'm moving right on the left side of the finger.
Let me review my list one more time, and I think we're good. I think that was everything.
I have to say, however, that there are people that their skin are more prone to noise or anything. Like for example, my hands tend to perspire a little bit, and it gets my callus softer, the sweat, and it helps to be less noisy. Other people that sweat less, they are more prone to make noise on the left hand. However, you still can release out like a helicopter, to create that. Okay?
think that's everything.
All right, I have to start
Yes,
working
yes,
with
of
this
course,
guy.
of course. Thank you.
Absolutely, you will have more